Hi there, this is Mr. Escobar here with Geometry Notes 1.3 for today. The essential question for 1.3 is, or are, what are angles? What are the different kinds of angles? And how do we use the angle addition postulate? Again, just a reminder at any point, make sure you pause the video and add to your notes as you go on. So to start off, we're going to start off with a couple terms. The first one, the most important one, is angle. So an angle is when two rays have the same endpoint. So if you take a look at the drawing here, here we have ray BA, and then we also have ray BC. And the endpoint, the common endpoint that they have is B. They meet at B. So that is called our vertex, which is our next term. Vertex is a common endpoint of the two rays that form an angle. So again, looking at our picture, B is a common endpoint, that is our vertex. And when they combine, when the two rays combine, that's when we have our angle. And then finally, from the first set of terms, we have the sides, the two rays that form an angle. So the angles meet at B, again, that's our vertex, it forms an angle, and the two rays essentially become sides now. So there's several ways to name angles. We're going to go through them. First way, a simple one, would be just using the vertex, which in this case is B. We can simply just name it angle B. Another way would be naming it using three letters. The most important thing that you need to be aware of is that the vertex, the letter for the vertex, needs to be in the middle. So since B is the vertex, that has to be your middle letter. So one way to call it would be angle ABC, starting at side A. We go from A to B to C. That can be one option. And then the other option would be if you start at side C, going around CBA. That would be the other option. Alright, let's go on to the first example here. Identify the vertex of the angle below, then name the angle below three different ways. So I'm going to zoom in here again. It says to first identify the vertex. So in this angle here, the vertex is Q. And then now we have to name it three different ways. So, one of the ways would be just simply naming it angle Q using the vertex. And then the two other ways, again, the main thing you need to remember is that Q needs to be your middle letter. And then we could start at any side. So I'm going to start at side P first. P, Q, R. Again, you start from P, go to Q, then you go to R. Or and then the other option would be starting at R, going to Q, and then finishing at P. Example 2 says draw angle ABC. Alright, so again, vertex is B, so that has to be, or B is the middle letter, so that has to be our vertex. And then the two sides are composed of A and C. At least the dots or the points on the line can be called A on one side and C on the other side. It could be this way, or if you also can have it opposite, you can have C over here and then A over there, and it would be still considered angle ABC. Example 3 asks if you can name the angle below UXZ. So here's the image. Can we name that UXZ? And the answer would be no. So if you take a look at the naming of this, on the name, X is the vertex, but if you take a look at the picture, U is the vertex. So the main reason we cannot name this angle UXZ is because the vertex in the picture doesn't match the vertex on the name. All right, moving on to a little bit more definitions here. So, the types of angles. Going on to our next essential question: what are the different kinds of angles? So we discussed what are angles. Now let's discuss what are the kinds of angles. The first kind of angle that we have is a straight angle, which is an angle that is a straight line, essentially, that measures 180 degrees. So any straight line technically is considered a straight angle, and it measures 180 degrees. So here we have a straight line. This measures 180 degrees. And again, if you're not sure what we're looking at here, if we take a look at this straight angle, we technically have ray BA going to the left, and then we also have ray BC going to the right. So these two rays intersect at B, forming a straight angle that measures 180 degrees. Next type of angle is considered our right angle, which is an angle that measures 90 degrees. A drawing of that would be drawing a ray, another ray that intersects, and there would be a nice box in the corner here to represent that this is 90 degrees. Now again, if the box is not there, we can't assume it's 90. The box must be there so that we can consider this a 90-degree angle. Acute angle is an angle that measures between 0 and 90. So if you draw a picture, you would draw a nice small angle that would look less than 90. So if you want to put a number to it, you can. Let's just say, I don't know, let's do 47 degrees. 47 is between 0 and 90, so then we can call it an acute angle. Another type of angle would be an obtuse angle, an angle that measures between 90 and 180, so it looks something like that. It would be between 90 and 180, so if I were to draw a little 90-degree angle here, that would be 90 degrees right here. So it has to be more than that. So it'd be something like that. If we want to put a number to it, we can. Let's just say, I don't know, 117 degrees. 117 degrees is between 90 and 180, so it'd be considered obtuse. Perpendicular lines that intersect at right angles. So here I have like a T. Again, these lines are perpendicular because they intersect at 90 degrees. And there's our symbol for 90 degrees. Intersect at right angles. If it's not there, we can't say they're perpendicular. The symbol for 90 degrees must be there for it to be considered perpendicular lines. Again, they intersect, they cross. And the one thing we must be aware of is that if one of the angles is 90, then all four of the rest of the angles are also 90. So again, if one is 90, then the rest are 90. Finally, example 6. Give an example of an angle that measures. Give an example of an angle measurement for the following types of angles. Acute angle, again, between 0 and 90, so 12 can work. Obtuse angle, again, between 90 and 180, so 124 can work. And the only one that can be or has to be 90 is a right angle. That one has to be 90. All right, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to make a second video for the second part.